Hello, my dear learners. Greetings from me to you wherever you are. I hope you are at home and ready to learn all you can. You're welcome to our first video lesson in science, and I will plead with you to fully pay attention. Uh, for we have just some few minutes to learn some useful lesson. All right, what are we considering today? We are considering under section energy. You remember we revised energy as the ability to do work, and we also identify the units as joules. We went ahead to look at classification of the sources of energy, being renewable and non-renewable. We struck the differences and later looked at how biogas is produced. Today we have conversion and conservation of energy. Here we're looking at forms of energy. So by the end of the lesson, I expect you to list the forms of energy accurately, and you should be able to explain each of them as well. All right. So now let's consider or identify and define some common forms of energy. So before I start, can you brainstorm and mention some of the forms of energy that you all know? Okay. Guess your list will include kinetic energy, potential energy, heat energy, sound energy, light energy, nuclear energy, solar energy, chemical energy, and of course our list will end with electrical energy. I hope you can define all of this. Now let's take some few of them and look at the definition. All right, I hope you're following. So now let's move on with the first form of energy. Now, how do we define kinetic energy? It's a form of energy a body possesses by virtue of its motion. So, example, we have moving car, we also have flying bird, falling objects, and some other ones you can think of. All right. Key in the definition is the expression motion. So if the body is not moving, it's not said to possess kinetic energy. Okay. Now let's take a look at the next form of energy, potential energy. And what is the meaning of potential energy? We're saying it's a form of energy a body possesses by virtue of its relative position to the ground. Some other books will add by virtue of its states. All right, so examples include book lying on a table. Now, before I move on, let's consider a book lying on a table. Remember that if the table should be moved without touching book or moved so fast or swift, you see that the book falls, and if it should fall on your leg, you experience some amount of force. That tells you the book possesses energy while at that height. And remember that as the book is falling, it is moving. So the potential energy it possessed while lying on the table now changes to kinetic energy. I hope you understand. Now, mango fruit hanging on its tree is equally an example. Should some external force like gravitational force be exerted on the mango fruit for it to fall, you will see that the energy it possessed while hanging, that is potential, will now be changed to kinetic energy. So that's how potential and kinetic energy are related. All right, what is the next form of energy? We'll now consider heat energy. What is heat energy? By saying that it's a form of energy that flows from one point to another point due to differences in temperature. So again, if there is difference in temperature at 2 points, energy flows from the point of higher temperature to the point where the temperature is low. So that energy is what we call heat energy. Now, examples include red hot iron rod, as you see with the blacksmiths, and boiling water, rising water vapor from water bodies illustrate heat energy. All right, can you give me some more examples? I hope so. Now let's look at another form of energy. We're saying sound energy is a form of energy that is due to vibration of objects. So when objects vibrates, they tend to produce sound. Now, let me give you a little bit of explanation regarding to this. How we sense sound from objects when they are stricken. So remember that when the body is hit, the air molecules close to the body tend to vibrate, and the vibration continues from molecules to molecules until it enters into your ears, hits the eardrum, and now transmitted to the brain and interpreted as sound. So that's basically how sound is experienced by the ear or by the human brain. All right, let's move on to the next one. We have what we call light energy. This is an essential form of energy, and we are saying that it's a form of energy that stimulates our sense of vision. In other words, it enables us to see. So next time you see an object, or as you are watching the screen, remember that the object is reflecting light from a source into your eyes. If you see mom or dad around, remember she or he is reflecting light into your eyes so you could see him. This explains why in the dark, even though objects seem to be around where you are, you cannot see the object because there's no light to be reflected by the object into your eyes. All right, hope you understand the 5 main definitions very well. Remember that time will not permit us to discuss all of them, so I encourage you to do further research regarding the rest of them. All right. So, by way of summary, my dear learners, we learned today the forms of energy. And we mention kinetic energy, potential energy, heat energy, sound energy, light energy, nuclear energy, solar energy, chemical energy, electrical energy. And then we proceeded to look at the definition of kinetic energy, potential energy, heat energy, sound energy, light energy. Now, I would like you to do a further study by clicking on the link. It will direct you to another YouTube video lesson on the forms of energy, especially potential energy and kinetic energy. Okay. Now, advanced learning. I want you to study the concept of kinetic energy and potential energy in detail with regards to calculations. In other words, you have to learn the formulas and some examples of work under kinetic and potential energy. So do some calculations before we meet in our next lesson. All right, all too soon we're bringing our lesson to an end. You are, however, reminded that if you are not able to get a concept well and to ease the situation of going back toward the video, you can download the PDF file of the same lesson, the video lesson, and go through at your leisure time. You are also reminded that assignment has been uploaded, so do it and send it to me for me to mark. Till we meet again, stay safe. Bye.